Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Top 5 Things Fit Should Know About series. I am Jordan Jaggers, Vice Chair of the Quad AI Fit Committee. In this session of our series, we will cover the top 5 things Fit should know about using social media professionally. Our guest presenter is Dr. David Stukus. Dr. Stukus was the first social media medical editor for the Quad AI, and after 125 episodes in 6 years, he recently stepped down from his role as host of our podcast, Conversations from the World of Allergy. Dr. Stukus has engaged on social media as a medical professional for over a decade and has amassed over 70,000 followers across various platforms. You can find him on Instagram at AllergyKidsDoc. Welcome, Dr. Stukus, and thank you for leading this session. I will turn it over to you to get us started on your top 5 items.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me to be here. It's a pleasure as always, and this is great. Yeah, this is a topic near and dear to my heart, and I think it's an important one for all of us to consider these days. So, top 5 things that we all should consider when engaging on social media. So, let's start with number one. I think it's most important to really understand what the landscape looks like. So, even if you're not going to have your own platform or decide to present yourself to the world as a medical professional, our patients are being influenced by this. The world is being influenced by social media. So spend time on various platforms. Spend time on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and wherever you want to go, and really search what's being talked about in regards to allergies, medicine in general, wellness, diet advice, all kinds of stuff, because all of these things are really impacting our patients. And when we walk into an exam room or we meet somebody in the hospital setting, everybody already has preconceived notions about what may be going on with their own health or their child's health. And if we understand sort of the latest trends or some of the really bad information that's out there, we can help them and we can meet them where they are. I would say that if you meet somebody and let's say you diagnose food allergy in their child for the first time and they're gripped with fear, automatically that should be a red flag of like, wait a minute, what have they read? What information have they come across that's really influencing them or in subsequent follow-up encounters? So number one, spend time online. So that's my advice. Is like go down the rabbit hole. Be careful. You can mess up your own social media algorithms depending upon what you click. My algorithms are completely screwed up because of all the stuff that I look for when I give talks and write papers on this. But yeah, so that's the first thing and the most important thing is just spend time out there and see what kind of information is being shared, and most importantly, what kind of misinformation is being shared. Okay, number two. So if you decide to be part of the conversation, which I encourage all of you to do, think through why do you want to join? Why do you want to engage in social media as a medical professional? So it may be because you want to put out good evidence-based information. It may be because you want to network and meet with colleagues from around the world, which is a wonderful sort of way to do that. It may be because you want to inform yourself and learn more. If you follow the right accounts, it's a great way to stay on top of the latest research in regards to allergy and immunology and things like that. And then think through, who are you targeting? So if you want to engage and put information out there, who are you going after? Is it adolescents? Is it young parents, new parents? Is it the general public at large? Is it the community of people that have a specific condition? Because that's really going to change how you present yourself, and it's also going to perhaps change what platform you choose to use. For instance, if you really want to go after, younger generation, you should really consider using TikTok or perhaps Instagram. But then as you think through this, it's also realizing, well, what do these different platforms offer? So on TikTok, you're going to put yourself on camera a lot. So how savvy are you in regards to, video editing and how comfortable are you at putting yourself out there? On Instagram, you're going to have pictures or reels and things like that. If you choose to use something like Facebook or X or other platforms, you don't necessarily have to, put your face out there. You can just kind of share information. So really thinking through the nitty gritty of who are you trying to reach, what platform is best suited for what you're trying to do, and why are you out there? That's a good starting point. Also, you need to think about how you're going to present yourself. I would encourage everybody, if you're going to do this, try not to lurk, like present yourself as a medical professional if you feel comfortable. So, put the doctor on your name, put in your profile, develop a good professional profile with, whether it's your professional, picture that you have for whatever reason, and, put a little bio in there, links to your website or things like that. So those are things to consider. Okay, number three. Let's say you're up and running. You figured out that you want to, start on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or who knows what, and who you want to target. Now you need to generate content, and there's different ways of doing this. So one would be sharing content from others. That's a lovely way to sort of engage with other people in the community and let them know that you support them and they may follow you back and things like that. The other thing is it's just general information. So if you decide you just want to put out good evidence-based information, just use our professional organizations' websites. Whether the Academy website has a library of information. There's videos on there that you can share. And make sure you vet everything that you put out there in regards to evidence-based information. If you want to talk about the latest research and break it down for people in a way that they understand, you can share articles. You can provide sort of the synopsis of it. If you want to share the podcast episodes that the Academy publishes, our new host is fantastic, and she already has a great first episode about neuroimmunology. You can share that as well, or you may just peruse other people's channels, and if people are talking about a certain topic, then you can include that and put your own spin on it. Each of us has a good perspective to offer, so a lot of people say, "I don't know if my voice is something that needs to be heard." I guarantee you it is. You can talk about things that you see in the office, but you have to make sure you maintain patient privacy, which we'll talk about next. So you need to generalize everything. So vet the information you have, post regularly if you can. Ideally, it's going to be several times a week. If people ask you questions, try to respond, just to engage. That's what social media is. It's a conversation, and it's people, sharing things and offering tips and stuff like that. And if you're really struggling, sometimes you can just post inspirational content, whether it's a quote that you find inspirational or from other people. You don't necessarily have to post personal information. I've never really put pictures of my children online. I do talk about being a father and a husband and, some of my daily habits just to make me more of a person. More personable and that people may relate to. But I would definitely avoid talking about politics and religion. Treat it like a dinner party. You're going to alienate half of the audience if you have very strong viewpoints when it comes to those things. All right, number four, we must at all times respect patient privacy. So make sure that you know the HIPAA rules inside and out, zero identifiers at all. You cannot say things like, "I saw a 3-year-old boy yesterday who had blah, blah, blah." Because if they read that, they'd say, "That's me. That's my child you're talking about." So you have to make sure that you maintain patient privacy at all times. Along those lines, it's important that you play nice in the sandbox. So try to avoid posting anything that may alienate certain segments of the population. Try to avoid negative sort of energy and vibes out there. Even if have trolls that you're engaging with, just ignore them and block them, and they'll go away. So don't fall for those sort of tactics. And then lastly, number five, I strongly recommend for anybody out there who's going to engage in social media as a professional, know your organization's, your employer's social media policies. You do not want to violate those. Every organization is going to have their own. You are representing, there's various conflicts. So when I post something online, I'm representing my institution. I'm representing the professional organizations that I have strong affiliations with. So I have to be cognizant of that. If you put things in your bio, such as opinions or my own, and do not reflect those of my employer, that is not a get out of jail free card. You have to behave yourself. People can get fired they do get fired all the time. Because even from their private accounts, if they're posting really, bad information, I'm confident nobody watching this will do that. But just know what your policies are and make sure that you stay, adherent with them at all times. So those are your top 5 tips. I'll just recap very quickly. So number one, know the landscape, spend time on social media, see what's out there. Number two, think about why you want to join, what platform you want to use, how you want to present yourself to the world. Number three, content, post, post, post. Think about, trending things, use trending hashtags, use trending audio to make sure you get into the algorithms and you find yourself in people's feeds. Number four, maintain patient privacy at all times. And number five, know what your employer's policies are and behave yourself online. And that's all I've got right now. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the
Thank
opportunity to be here.
Yes, thank you so much. I mean, these are all such critical and key points for utilizing social media in our future. And I'm sure a lot of us are starting to do this and have not even considered the majority of these. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk through your experience and what you've learned so that we can do this successfully ourselves. So before signing off, I would like to thank Dr. Stukas again for volunteering his time. We appreciate the information and guidance you shared for the FITs. If you have any follow-up questions after viewing this session, please reach out to our FIT staff liaison, Mari, at mduran@quadai.org. See you soon. Thanks.